The spring thaw is here whether you like it or not. This has now turned into that, and first responders will begin to see more water rescue calls.
It may look like the river, the lake is still frozen. As you go out, take a couple steps, the thickness can drastically change.
And that's a big concern, but it's not just hockey players or snowmobilers going through the ice. Animals, both domestic and wild, will go onto the ice, and people trying to rescue them will lead to them being rescued. Firefighters recommend avoiding the ice now and not to risk your own life to save an animal.
The weight of an animal opposed to the weight of a man is going to be quite a bit less. So if the animal's falling through, there's a good chance that if you're going to try to go out there and get it, that you're going to fall through as well, and you're going to be compounding the problem. So if that is something that is a situation, call 911 right away and have us respond.
Now in Ontario, relatives of 2 men who died in firefighter training exercises run by a private company are calling for coroner's inquest into the deaths as well as government oversight of the industry. It was in February when a firefighting student died, and 5 years prior, a volunteer firefighter died in similar circumstances, while being guided by the same Herschel Rescue Training Systems instructor. This is a similar training exercise that claimed their lives.
When you get caught on something, or the rope is caught on something, the first thing it's going to do is drive you down. So the water's going to be coming from your back, it's going to drive you down, and then it's going to cover your face. So if you need to get out really quick, you can just pull on that, and then when you pull on that, it'll just slide out.
And how do London firefighters train?
This team has its own higher-ups, and from there we have a coordinator that will coordinate all our training. So safety is the most important thing, and we'll take our time when we're doing our training.
So the crew decided to suit me up in full wet gear, from the suit to the helmet, and rescue a dummy. It took me nearly 2.5 minutes to put everything on, but for a real firefighter, it takes only about 35 seconds.
So I don't think I'm going to be a firefighter anytime soon.
With practice, it just takes practice.
And after firefighters rescue the person from the water, paramedics will
Warm them up, so we're going to remove all of their wet, cold clothing and treat any symptoms from there.
There are 3 stages of hypothermia.
Let's start with mild hypothermia, moderate hypothermia, going into severe hypothermia. Signs and symptoms of mild hypothermia could start with somebody shivering, very, very cold. Getting into moderate symptoms, people can become disoriented. Some people can become agitated as well as the severe shivering. And getting into severe hypothermia, these are the people that have been exposed for so long that their body is no longer shivering. These people are in a life-threatening danger.
And as you can see behind me, there's rushing water, which has prompted paramedics and firefighters to urge everyone to stay off the ice and away from the water, as the current is strong enough to sweep you downstream and ultimately trap you underneath any remaining ice. In London, Josh Casey, XFM News.